Devils, New Devils. We're going to be talking about being, doing, and having. A lot of the time, and if you didn't, let me introduce myself first. I'm Jessiva Allen. I am a crowdfunding artist coach as well as a singer-songwriter, and I have a passion to help artists get equipped, get funded, and then put out their music into the world. That they see themselves as that person who can do that. That they become who does that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, I'm going to start with a story. Recently, actually yesterday, I sold my clothes. I'm going to be moving soon. I'm just doing a detox and could use the extra cash as well. Here's the thing about be, do, have. A lot of the time, we start with, what do I want to have? So what do I have to do to have that? And really, what most successful people that I have talked to, at least, have told me is what they do is become the person who can receive what they want to have, become the person of character, refine their character, refine their personal development, then do the things that they need to do to have it, then have it. So instead of have, do, be, we're going to be doing be, do, have. And if you're not familiar with this concept, I wasn't either at first. When I first discovered be, do, have, I had no idea about ways of being. And let me give you some examples of ways of being. Hey, I see we have someone here on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome. Haruka. Hi, Haruka from Japan. Welcome. Okay. If you're there on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and say hi in the chat. Then I'll be able to see it for you guys. So we're going to be talking about be, do, have instead of have, do, be. Let's talk about first the consequences of have, do, be. Why do we want to do the other way around? Have, do, be is very striving oriented. Have, do, be is very much determined. Your worth is determined by what you do. Have, do, be is very stressful. It's very much analytical. We're all in our head. Have, do, be is very judgmental. If you don't do everything perfect or you don't do everything right, you are not going to have what you want in your life. Have, do, be is very stressful. So that's the consequence of have, do, be. Now let's talk about be, do, have. Haruka and whoever's online, I'd love to know, have you ever heard of be, do, have? Have you heard of be, do, have? Be, do, have goes like this. I am going to be committed. I am going to be connected. I am going to be joyful through the process of whatever I have to do. Okay? And who I am through the process of doing is what's really important. Or is what is first, at least. Is the first thing that I consider. So when I did my crowdfund back in 2020, I really exercised this. Every time I made a phone call, every time I reached out to someone, I could have said, hey, I want to have $5,000. I'm just gonna call and call and call and call. But instead of that, I started to apply be, do, have, and I said, I am a joyful, confident, passionate woman, and I have a goal to create $5,000. Do you see the difference? Right? When I am joyful, when I am passionate, when I am committed, okay, you've had this. Okay, please save this live. Awesome. Thank you, Haruka. When you are joyful, when you are committed, and for you, it might be a little different. Maybe for you, it's connected and loving. I don't know. But when you embrace who you have to be to create the goal first, then the doing is very easy. Does anyone ever suffer from burnout and overwhelm? Is that something that you've ever suffered from? You might be in a place of have, do, be then, instead of be, do, have. So what would it look like in your next goal? Let's just say, what is your next goal? You know, I have a client right now that's going from 5K to 7K. Okay? She already hit her 5K goal. She's going to 7K now. she is facing new levels and new devils, by the way, because 5K is 5 times more than she's ever raised. 7K would be 7 times more than she's ever raised. So new levels, new devils. There's a lot of things coming her way where she is feeling down or out or different things at different times. We all face this, right? And this process of be, do, have is truly what is going to make the difference for her. Because if you suffer from overwhelm and burnout, there is a striving going on. There is, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to be this person, instead of taking the time to say, okay, who do I want to be when I step into this action? I want to be joyful. Okay, who do I want to be when I step into this phone call? I want to be passionate. Who do I want to be when I step into this text message? I want to be joyful, right? So, or committed, or bold, or whatever it is. What is my joyful, confident? I want to be confident, right? So, be, do, have is what we step into when we want to create. Yeah, often burnout and overwhelm. Yeah, Haruka, totally get it. So this may be something that you want to play with. If you suffer from burnout and overwhelm, there's twofold actually. The first thing is decide who you want to be in every action of today, right? And if you get hit a burnout or overwhelm moment, you're probably not being those things, right? If I'm burnt out and overwhelmed, I'm not being joyful, I'm not being committed, I'm not being confident. Usually I'm suffering from self-esteem issues, right? So who I get to be is my choice. And whatever the voices are from the past, they will come around. You can say, no, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to be confident in this moment. So that is be, do, have. I was going somewhere with this and I completely forgot where I was going. So when you do be, do, have, let me know what happens when you hit a point of overwhelm. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Overwhelm is two things. Number one, being, who are you being through the process of doing? The second thing is intimacy, right? So getting intimate with what your goals are. If you're not clear, I'm going to commit to an hour today, doing my work, doing priority things, doing things that move the needle forward in my crowdfund, doing the things that move the needle forward in raising from 5K to 7K. If you are not clear on the time that you're using to do that, and you're not clear on the things that you're going to do, then it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to be like, I have a million things to do, right? So really articulating what is it I'm going to do, right? And how long is it going to take? I'm going to spend an hour on one-on-one reach outs today. Great. Then after that, you can go celebrate. You can do, you can take a walk. You can do a lot of different things. So this concept of be, do, have, you can't skip the doing, but being is first, then the doing, then the having, right? And do you believe that you are able to have what you want, right? Do you believe that it's possible? And we all go through moments of, I don't believe it's possible, because we like to go back to our comfort zone. We like to believe, okay, it's not possible. But what if you had this tool of be, do, have, and you said, okay, I do want to have 5K in 30 days. Who do I get to be? Do I get to be more connected? Do I get to be someone who reaches out for support? Do I get to be this person that I've never been before? And if so, if you decide, I'm going to be this person I've never been before, you just might hit some new levels and new devils, right? So expect them to come. Expect the doubt to come. Expect the voices from the past to come in, right? If you have something going on in your head where it's like, I don't deserve this, I would ask you, whose voice is that? Is that your mom? Is that your dad? Is that your older sibling? Is that an ex? Whose voice is that is telling you can't have that? Because I will tell you, if you're committed to being, then doing, then having, you'll be able to do this. And when I walked through my first crowdfund, that's all the coaching I had. I didn't have any strategy for the crowdfund I did that I have now. I didn't have any of the doing. I only had the training of be, do, have, and I had a coach coaching me through be, do, have. That's all I had. And that's what caused me to create the 5K in 30 days. Now, maybe you want to create 10K, or the next time I crowdfund, I'll create 10K. I might face some new doubts. I might face some new ceilings. We call it the glass ceiling, right? Have you ever heard of the glass ceiling? If you have a goal and you can see it through the glass, what do you have to do to the glass? You've got to break the glass in order to get through to the next goal. What happens when you break glass and you're underneath it? It comes down, it shatters, it cuts your eyes, it cuts things, but then you heal, right? Then you heal. Hopefully you close your eyes. But you've got to shatter the glass in order to get past the glass. So that is the idea of be, do, have. Become the person who creates this. Now, if you want some support around crowdfunding your next 5K, 10K, 15K, I have discovered secrets to create that, not just in being, but in doing as well. Having the right strategy can shortcut the things that are keeping you from your goal. So if you're someone who wants the strategy, who wants the being, ways to be, who wants to become that person who can create 5K or who can receive 5K or up, put crowd in the comments. I'll be able to send you some free things that you can look at, so you can be able to do a little bit on your own, and then we can set up a call to create your strategy together. So guys, you can have what you want in the next 30 to 90 days if, one, you become that person who can receive it, and number two, you have the right strategy to do that. So if that's you, put crowd in the chat and I will get you the deets. All right, today's a short live. Thank you so much for joining. Hey Gabe, welcome. You mean intentionally be in joy and ease, etc. Yes, that's it, Haruka. You're intentionally being in joy. You're intentionally being committed. You're intentionally being bold. That's ways of being. So if you guys want more training on this, put crowd in the chat and I'll get you more info. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have an amazing, amazing day. And I will see you guys soon.